Well, kids are finding solace from peer pressure at a teen center in Ionia County.
For years, the space has become a refuge for kids off the street. Brody Carter joining us with a look at how today's youth are learning to soar above temptation. Brody?
Well, it's an amazing program for kids who are depressed, addicted to social media. Many kids today, they're learning mature themes way too early in life, but Soaring Above Teen Center is doing everything they can to make sure that kids don't become another statistic.
Welcome to Ionia, Michigan, home to 3 state penitentiaries where crime is 85% higher compared to most other U.S. cities, and the need for positive role models is at an all-time high.
Most of the kids that come here, they come from broken homes, single-parent dwellings. They don't have the greatest influences.
Which is why Ken Baker, a Detroit native who's seen it all, opened a teen center for at-risk youth called Soaring Above, now helping kids ages 12 to 18 get off the streets and into a better way of living.
A lot of the kids that come in here, they come in here for food. They come in here for mentoring, homework rescue. Anything these kids need, we work really hard to make sure we can help them accomplish.
Look around the room. Notice these bright colored stickers. Each one is a child's achievement, either big or small, positively reinforced, on display for everyone to see.
I think a lot of people don't understand that the kids at 12, 13, 14, whatever they're going through may not seem big to you and I, but at 13 and 14, that's their whole life.
And Ken knows the pain teens feel can be all too real after losing his own daughter.
Unfortunately, we opened this after we lost our daughter. She lost her battle with depression. So those are the type of kids that we work with, the ones that have really low self-esteem.
Now, 7 years later, the Teen Center has mentored more than 700 kids, teaching them life and career skills, getting them jobs, even homes, and most importantly, teaching them how to soar above the statistics of becoming just another criminal.
They find themselves doing drugs, alcohol, shoplifting, things like that. When they come in here, they realize they don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
The Teen Center has helped people who don't have a safe place to go to. I know that. I've always noticed that. People are naturally attracted here because it's safe, it's comfortable, and it's done the same for me.
For 15-year-olds like Ethan Fountain, hope for tomorrow looks like air hockey or Nintendo, which could one day turn into new friends, better grades, and a bright future.
Public speaking like this, I used to not even be able to raise my hand in a classroom or more or less even talk to my own family.
Kids want somebody to listen to them. Obviously, they're going to tell us what they want us to hear, but they just want somebody to listen. And when you listen, they're willing to learn from you.
Soaring Above Ionia Teen Center offers events almost every day of that week for teens to build relationships, develop life skills. It's a faith-based program offering a variety of different activities to keep teens busy. You can learn more by visiting soaringaboveionia.org. I just feel encouraged the more I watch this story. Ken Baker has plans to duplicate his teen center in both Greenville and Lansing. I'm Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.
All right, Brody, thank you. And if we go in depth on the statistics, they show teens are 7 times more likely to become addicted if they try drugs. 60% of youth get prescription drugs from a friend. But for teens who consistently learn about the risks of drugs from their parents or role models are 50% less likely to use drugs. So start talking with your teens early.
And we want to continue the conversation this morning surrounding teens and mental health.
Yes, indeed. Joining us with some tips for parents is Megan DeYoung, Director of Business Development with Forest View Hospital. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
So let's just start, with, I guess, for parents that are watching and thinking, okay, it's kind of tough to have these conversations. I'm worried about maybe saying the wrong thing. What's some of your best advice?
Absolutely. The first thing is to notice the change that you're wanting to point out in your teen's behavior. Are they more withdrawn? Is their school performance declining? Are they hanging out with a new group of friends? And utilizing that to become your conversation starter and saying, I've noticed that you're hanging out with a brand new group of friends and that's changed in the last few months. What's changed in your life that's leading to that? And that will hopefully open the doors for parents to be able to continue that conversation with their teen about the stress they may be feeling or the anxiety that is leading to the substance abuse or the potential substance abuse in their life.
Megan, what do you say to those parents who are thinking, okay, we're having the conversation about staying away from drugs and doing different things, but I think sometimes if you keep telling someone to stay away from it, they want to do it even more. What's your response to that?
That's a great question. You know, what we find is that teens are looking for those boundaries. They're looking for honesty and openness. So setting clear expectations in your household is key, saying that in our household, drugs are not acceptable, alcohol use is not acceptable, but also being willing to be honest about experiences that we may have had in our past. So did we try drugs at a young age, and what was the consequences of that? Or experiences that we can speak of from family and friends, and utilizing those as examples of why it's important and why we're encouraging our teens to stay away from these substances.
And I mean, when do you start having these kinds of conversations? You know, sometimes you think, no, there's no way, they're too young for that. But especially these days, that's not the reality.
It's not. And we know that 4 out of every 10 teenagers that start drinking before the age of 15 will have an alcohol abuse situation later in life. So it's important to start these conversations early. We see our preteens starting to have these conversations with their adolescent friends in class. So the earlier, the better, just making sure that it's age appropriate as you start those conversations.
And I would imagine that maybe talking to them calmly and not yelling at them helps.
Absolutely. Having a non-judgmental and open space is very, very important. Teenagers know when we're not being honest with them. So the more we can have that honesty and that openness, the better off the conversation will be.
Well, we appreciate your time this morning, and the best way, you know, for people to reach out if they're looking for help through Forest View, how do they do that?
Absolutely. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help guide in these situations and connect people to the right resources. So calling us at 1-800-949-8439 or visiting our website, forestviewhospital.com, is the best way to connect with us.
Great. Megan, thanks for your time this morning. We appreciate it.